Good morning, Joseph. How are you? I thought I'd maybe make a video for you to show you the 1005 in its highly modified state, Super 1005 as I might call it. So let's take a look. First of all, this thing has a what they used to call a Wally fan in here, which is better than the stock original fan with the 8 blades. It has 10 blades and it's taller, it moves air a lot more than the original with a better shroud that cools the motor. Those RC or POH motors tend to get hotter than the RC ones because they don't have as much material on them, so that helps with the cooling. Second, it has this split main gear to allow for a driven tail, which the original had the black gear. When you did the auto rotation, the tail rotor stopped. Let's see what else we have in here. Third thing we have is it has the little rubber pieces on the landing gear which actually stop this little frame here from cracking. The original one was bolted directly with one of those spacer pieces right here down here, and over time when you fly that thing a lot, this corner would crack and the landing gear would come loose, and by putting the rubber pieces here, that prevents that from happening. It has the removable pull stop edition on it. That was a miniature aircraft upgrade actually. And then we made some changes here. This is Larry's design. You got replaced this top plate. This is a carbon fiber plate. The original one was plastic. Remember, there was a tail servo here on this side, and there was a collective servo pushing a aileron servo with a rocker. So it's been replaced by 2 servos that is installed on the center line, and the belt crank was moved from this hole to that hole to line up better for the geometry, and that basically makes this CCPM 2 servo CCPM. And then we went in the back and flipped this servo around. Hold on this side. This servo used to sit over here more on this side. Now it's back this way, so that it gives room for the horn inside of here. Then we put a belt crank in this part. We had to notch this thing out a little bit and notch the belt crank out a little bit so it can come up and go down. See, the belt crank comes up like inside this little notch, and that controls the elevator or the 3rd CCPM servo. Okay, so tail boom is carbon fiber. That was an upgrade you could get. There used to be a push rod from here all the way back for the tail rotor, but now it's not there anymore. We have this upgrade part for the tail servo. Tail servo sits right there. We have the carbon fiber boom and the carbon fiber rod for the push rod. The tail rotor on this is the I think it's like a Tempest tail rotor case, the open case, and so that basically replaces the stock one, which was plastic, and it has an upgrade that I made on it that has this from the Whiplash. So I took this angle piece and I cut it, and I drilled a hole and I put this cup in there. This is a lot less play than the original setup that came with this. So that's an upgrade for that. And then I got this better piece here. There's no play on that. Over here you have a generator on board. It sits on top of this. There's a start shaft there, so there's a coupler there, and that runs direct drive with the engine. When you turn it, see that? Turn the engine over, and the generator has a rectifier circuit on this side, a regulator down below. It plugs into the flybarless system. This tray has been leveled so that it's level on the top and on this side, and then that makes all the power for the helicopter. There's a little green LED on this side. Where is it? Right here. There's a white headlight on the bottom. These only light up from the generator. And then there's another one, a red one on this side. And those are just like navigation lights and a headlight. On the head, As you notice, it's a Tempest head, which is what you like. Very nice head. I modified it so that it doesn't have a fly bar in it. I took the fly bar parts out, took the bearings out of here. I took the hub and I flipped it upside down. I cut the top sleeve off, because as you can see, so that when the swash goes up, it doesn't hit it. And took the arms. These are metal upgrade arms. I cut the other end off and rounded them nicely. You can see that. And this has got 2 set screws in it, 1 set screw in here, and 1 set screw in the other side where the most meat is, on this side. And basically that locks this hub so it doesn't move anywhere when the swash goes up and down. Metal bell cranks. There's no more elevator yoke in here. Remember, there's an elevator yoke that went up and down. And these are what do you call them? Upgraded frames. They're actually thicker. So those frames are done as to give the model more rigidity. I still have a doubler plate here, but I get rid of that. We made thicker frames. Larry's friend has a machine shop or something, and he made frames for us. So this thing is a really nice shape, and what I did here is Larry worked on this, and I had him put like a carbon fiber plate here, because this aluminum plate actually can break over time, over many flights, like right through the bolts, and then the top piece can separate. So now it has a carbon fiber plate, so it can't even break anymore. This will never happen again. And the fuel tank has been bigger. The original one was 10 ounce. It sat left to right. This one sits on lengthwise because there's plenty of room for it. So we got a bigger tank. You can put a bigger engine. It's a bigger engine anyway. It used to be a 23cc, more power. And you can fit a 30 in there if you want now, modified engine from Hanson. So that's pretty much it, I think. Hope you enjoyed this video. And this is my battery monitor right here. I'm using the Futaba programmable servos, and I programmed them so that they're all centered, so I don't have to use any sub trim in the Demon. That way it works a little bit better, because in the Demon, when you sub trim, it shifts the whole. It doesn't shift the whole thing over, it only shifts the center over, and you get less throw on this side. But if you do it with the servo, it shifts the whole thing over, so you still have both equal throws on both sides. So hope this helps. And this thing runs Rail 716 blades, makes the helicopter lighter. The engine has plenty of power to handle them, and it auto rotates like a dream. So thanks, I hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you later. Bye.